UFC 316 in New Jersey. Looking through this card, fight for fight, it's actually a pretty fun card. There should be a lot of good fights on this card, at least on a fight to fight basis. Of course, there's not that much like super high value names, but this is kind of a casual's nightmare. But a bigger fan should enjoy this card, fight for fight. It definitely should be a fun one. New Jersey's commission are complete and utter pussies though, because there's no 12 to 6 elbows. But that is fine. This should still be interesting. This should still be a fun card. And with that, the opening fight on this card is Mikel Medeiros versus Mark Koinski. This fight is not interesting. Mikel's gonna win. I know Koinski is kind of like a submission guy, but I just think Markel has more experience. He's just gonna be better. Like, who cares about this fight? Markel's gonna win. Getting into the first fight, will people will actually kind of care is Quillen Salkid versus Yanel Asmois, and this fight is definitely interesting. A lot more interesting than the odds say. Like, I get Quillen, I'm picking Quillen. He's gonna probably win. He is way more technical, and he's overall, I think, just a better fighter than Yanel. But I think Yanel is kind of getting underrated here. He is a good striker. He definitely has some pop too. Like, he's kind of underrated, and I definitely think he could win this. Like, I would not be shocked if he wins this fight. But overall, I do think Quinion definitely has a skill advantage, a technique advantage. I think he'll be able to sauce him up a bit on the feet. And overall, I just don't think this will be like as one-sided as the odds say. Though, like, Neil could definitely win this. He has power. How many knockouts does he have? Let's check. Yeah, he's got 4 KOs, 2 submissions. That's like I don't know. This one could be interesting, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm picking Quillen though, probably by decision. I think I'll go with Quillen has pop too for sure. So yeah, he should get this done. And then Jusung Yo versus Jacare. This fight is I think pretty one-sided, but I'm a little hesitant. But I think Jusung Yo should win this fight pretty easily. I want to say with my hands up in the air because Jacariah is complete dog shit. He's lost to just bad fighters, and I just can't trust him to beat a guy who's undefeated. Sure, he's not a UFC fighter. This is his debut, but I haven't seen him. I watched like one of his fights. He looked pretty decent. Doesn't look like anything too special, but I do think he'll be able to beat Jacariah. I think Jacariah fucking sucks. So yeah, I think he's probably gonna win by UD. He might get a finish. We'll see though. This should be a decent fight though on paper. Next we have Andrea da Silva versus Kong Wong. This fight is not interesting at all. Who cares? Kong Wong's gonna easily win. I'm not gonna even break it down. Kong Wong by whatever she wants. I don't really give a fuck about this fight, like anyone does. Next is kind of another interesting one, somewhat. It's Chaos Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson. Um, I think I'm gonna go with Chaos. I think Andreas, his only issue is that he kind of puts on the gas too much. I think he could gas out for sure going into this, but I also think he could just get caught on the way in, which is what I'm leaning towards. I think he puts a lot of pressure on. I think he's gonna walk into a punch and he's gonna get TKO'd. He's gonna walk in, get clipped. He's gonna get hurt, and then Chaos is just gonna finish him from there. Chaos isn't the best fighter ever, but he's decent, and I think that he'll have enough to get this one done. It should definitely be interesting, though. I think Andreas might surprise me, but I just doubt it. I think he's gonna leave his chin open. He's gonna get clipped, and it's just not gonna be a good night for him. Chaos by TKO in the second round. Next, we have Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Costa, and this fight is interesting. I think Spivak is I don't want to say overrated because who the fuck cares about Sergey Spivak, but I do not think he's as good as his record or his like ranking at heavyweight says. I think he literally has a ground game and that's it. He doesn't really have any skills outside of that. I think he's kind of dog shit everywhere else, if I'm being honest. And I think Waldo will be able to win this because I think he's just more well rounded. Obviously, his ground game is worse than Spivak's, but I think his ground game is all right at times and hopefully has improved a little bit. And I think he'll be able to keep this on the feet and just kind of dominate Sergey. Now, the only reason I'm kind of tiptoeing on this one or a little nervous for this one, for my prediction at least. I don't really give a fuck about the outcome in reality, but I think Watto's reach could be kind of a scary thing because obviously he has fucking T-Rex arms, but I don't think it'll matter. I think he'll be able to close the distance, and he'll have to keep Spivak on the back foot to ensure that he can't get good shots off, which I think he'll be able to do. And this fight should be interesting, but I'm going to go with Waldo by UD. Next, we have Ozma Masakona. Jesus Christ. Ozma Mazaka. Um, Ozma Masakonov versus Benson Ribio. And this fight is kind of interesting, but I'm lying, honestly. I was like gonna try to find a way to make like kind of break this fight down more, but I just can't. Azamat's gonna completely fucking dominate him. Like he's gonna. It's not gonna be a close fight. I don't even really need to break this one down. Azamat's actually really good. The Rebelio is dog shit. He sucks at fighting. Azamat's literally gonna knock him out in the first round pretty easily. If he doesn't somehow get a finish, it's gonna be like a 30-26. This fight is. I don't understand this at all, to be honest. This is completely fucking one-sided. But I guess I'm glad I get to see an Azamat fight. He's a very slick, cool striker, and it should be a fun watch overall. Then getting to the end of the prelims, we have Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. I was gonna say something a little crazy, but I think this fight is gonna be as one-sided as the fight before. I think Joshua Van is gonna completely fucking style on Bruno Silva, dude. Bruno Silva just he's not beating Joshua Van on the feet, and it's not even, it's gonna be a beatdown, a fucking beatdown, dude. Like he might just Joshua Van might just get a finish from how much volume he puts on fucking Silva. He's literally just gonna style on him. I don't think I need to like go deep into my breakdown about this one. Joshua Van is just pretty much better everywhere, minus the ground, I guess, but I just mean on the feet, and that's where it's gonna be, let's be honest. Yeah, Joshua Van is just gonna dominate. He has really good takedown defense. This fight isn't close. I think it's gonna be it might be even I'm not gonna say more. Azamat's gonna fucking walk through this dude, but I think Joshua Van is also gonna walk through this dude. Bruno Silva and Ribeiro, they both don't stand a chance, to be honest. They don't stand a chance in hell. And then we have Kevin Holland versus Vicente Luque to open the main card. This is a fun fight, and this could be a banger. Like this could be fight of the night. I'm super excited for this fight. But overall, I think Kevin Holland is going to knock Vicente Luque out, and I like Vicente Luque. It's sad to say, but I think time has finally kind of caught up to him. I'm not saying he's washed or anything by any means. He's still a really solid fighter, a really good fighter, really. Not really good, but he's like still a really solid fighter. I just think Kevin Holland's gonna be too long for him. It's gonna be similar to how I was talking about the Chaos Williams Gustafsson fight. I think Vicente Luque has such a high pressure, like walk you down style, and with Kevin Holland's sniping ability, he's pretty good on the back foot. I think he's just gonna like he's gonna Vicente Luque's just kind of gonna walk into something and get dropped. And yeah, this fight is interesting though. I think Luque definitely could, you know, knock out Kevin Holland, chin him, but I definitely think this fight's gonna be a knockout. I would say, if you want a safe bet, just bet knockout on this fight. Um, hey, but if you lose money, don't blame me. But yeah, I think Kevin Holland's just gonna clip him and he's just gonna finish him. This fight should be interesting though, and it should be a banger. So excited for that one. Next up, we have Mario Batista versus Patchy Mix. I think Patchy Mix is going to win pretty easily. Now, don't get me wrong. Mario Batista is a solid, good-ish fighter. I think Patchy Mix has been one of the best fighters outside of the UFC for a while now. He's been arguably the best fighter outside the UFC for a while now. It's been debatable. I think it's probably Francis right now. But I think Patchy Mix just is better than Mario in a lot of areas, and he has a really good finishing potential for the weight class. And I think Mario puts himself in bad positions, even like by accident. I think Patchy Mix is just better. I think he's just going to show that he's like a high level fighter. I don't know if he'll ever be champ in the UFC, but I think he'll be close. I think he'll be around a top five fighter. And, maybe if his skill really translates well, he could be that champ level fighter. I doubt it, but you never know. But yeah, I think Patchy Mix is probably going to get this one done if I had to bet my money on it. I think he's just better, honestly. I think he's going to probably choke out Mario Batista. Getting on to the featured fight of this card, Calvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. Now, I think I'm going to be one of the only people who says this. I don't think Calvin Gastelum stands a fucking chance. I think it's kind of baffling to me that people are picking him. Like, I guess it's not the craziest pick ever. Like, he's not like dog shit or completely washed or completely bad now or anything. It's just, I think Piper's better everywhere. I mean, Calvin Gastelum's just a fat little fat ass that walks you down. Joe Piper's going to be able to fucking rock his world. Like, I think he'll finish him? Maybe. Calvin Gastelum has a really good chin, at least history is told. Piper has really good power, though. And Pyfer's also a good grappler. I think Pyfer can literally win this fight however he wants. He can take him down, he can beat him on the feet, and he just has way too many ways to win. And I don't even see a single path to victory for Calvin unless Joe Pyfer goes all out in the first round, gasses. That's how I see Calvin winning, maybe. But yeah, overall, I see like no paths to victory for Calvin. I think Joe Pyfer's just gonna fucking dog walk him, if I'm being honest. And I think he's probably gonna finish him by submission or KO. It could be either one. Um, yeah, I don't get how people are picking Calvin. I really don't. Yeah, Joe Pyfer by whatever the fuck he wants. Next, we have Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. I gotta take these deep breaths for some of these fights because just looking at this, it's like Juliana Pena fucking sucks. I know, hot take and who cares, dude. Juliana Pena, I think her last fight was a robbery. I don't think she won. I'm just gonna be honest. It wasn't like a highway robbery. It was like a 3-2 for Pennington, but she sucks. Her best moment is a fluke finish over Amanda Nunes, and then she got fucking dominated the next time. Like, she's not that good. She's really not. I don't get how she's been champ fucking twice now. I really don't get it. I think Kayla Harrison's too big, too strong, what everyone else says. But I also think she's just going to dominate her on the ground, which I don't see a lot of people saying. The only way Juliana Pena wins this is by a fluke submission. I don't think she'll finish her on the feet. So a fluke submission. That's it. Which maybe she could jump a triangle, jump something crazy when Kayla shoots or takes her down once or whatever. But I just don't see it happening. I just don't. I think Kayla's gonna ragdoll her. I think she's gonna. I think she's gonna get this one done pretty easily. And I know it's on a hot take. She's what, a fucking 1,000 favorite, a 750 favorite. I don't think that's ridiculous. I know a lot of people saying that's ridiculous. I do not think that's ridiculous at all. I think Kayla Harrison ragdolls Juliana. Juliana talks a lot. She sucks. Yeah, she's just not good. And the fact she's been champ twice is a horrible look for the women's bantamweight division. But getting into the main event of the evening, we have Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley. And guys, I think the Sugar Show is getting renewed for season 2. I think Sean has so many ways to improve in this fight. I just do. Merab on an I don't want to say an off night. I don't want to make excuses for Sean as he has said himself, and then Kevin Holland gave him the excuse, but you know, that's Kevin Holland's thing. But dude, Sean did not prepare well for that fight at all. He did not expect Merab to change his style at all. Like it was like a shock to him almost, which is kind of funny. Like you should expect fighters to adapt. You know what I'm saying? But um, obviously Merab he had a great game plan to switch it up and be more. He fought on the outside. He was a lot more like movement, a lot less pressure, and it was just a very good game plan to stifle Sean O'Malley's striking. I think O'Malley will be able to kind of rebound from that and change his style up a bit so that he's a lot more favorable. He's going to be able to be more rangy. He's going to have to throw more kicks. Obviously, everyone talks about the teeps. I don't think it's just the teeps. More kicks everywhere, dude. You gotta but yeah, definitely take advantage of the teeps. I'm sure Marab's practice is teep defense, but overall, he has so many ways to improve. He was also just missing shots so badly. If you watch the first fight, this dude has like 10 or 5 to 10 shots that could have been like knockout punches that he just completely whiffs on, which is crazy for Sean O'Malley. He's supposed to be this pinpoint accurate striker. I think he's just going to chin Marab. Hot take, though. I think he's also going to win a decision. I don't want to say this, but I kind of do. I'm going to say it. Sean O'Malley is a lock to beat Marab. hot take. Dude, I see him winning. But a lock means I see no way for. Okay, I take it back. Murad can win this fight, dude. I think Sean O'Malley should be the favorite, though, is what I'll say. He has so many ways to improve. He's gonna be ready this time for the style change. He's gonna be more rangy. He's gonna hopefully be more pinpoint accurate. And I think the Sugar Show is coming back on the air. Call me corny, because I am. I don't give a fuck. Sean O'Malley will chin Marab and new. Kayla Harrison will submit Juliana Pena and new, and Joe Saltyman Piper will show how the best new base for MMA is a hair transplant. Let's go. Super excited for this card. If anyone actually watched this, hope you enjoyed. Peace.